recording.
All right, Monica, you recording on yours?
Yeah. You better.
Push the timer.
This is new.
No, it's just you're hearing it for the first time.
Are you sure? No, this is new.
If you listen to our show, you'd know it.
I still can't find it. I think it's on the. I think it's on the dark web.
Yeah, I can't use it.
What is it? What do they call it? The dark net?
Oh, fuck. Here we go again. Welcome back into the Recipe Podcast. This is the Unplugged edition of what we do here. We get a little crazy, and Christian still can't, the fly trap still can't find the show. Still can't find the show, bro. We've been doing it for how long? A year with you now?
I think it's on the dark web. I just don't have access. I don't want to get caught in that side of things.
He didn't remember the door code.
Yeah, well, he barely remembers how to get here.
Yeah.
I mean,
and actually, the street was closed down, so I had to figure out how to get around everything.
that must have really messed up your day.
Did that same thing happen to you?
Yeah.
You got to get up on that
you?
mic a little
I
bit.
saw it.
Went
Yeah.
through the
There you go.
neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, Jay, after this show, can you show Christian how to find the podcast on his damn phone? I mean, seriously, bro. I mean, you should be promoting it and telling your all your clan and your tribe.
He's not a team player.
Nah, he's not a team player. So yeah,
There's always one.
let's see if we can get back to the start of the show here. This is the Unplugged edition of what we do here, and we are we're Bobbitless. There's no Bobbit. We're gonna
What
be
happened?
She's still celebrating her graduation, so she's still graduating.
Oh,
Yeah, like it's like all week
from what?
from college. From college. She's now she's an adult now. It's official.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
Bobbit not here. So we do have Jay back there. He's running all the video engineer and running the show, and we have Venus Flytrap. You all right?
Yeah, man.
And then we have Erik Knowles, the brother of Beyonce. You doing okay, man?
Very good.
How's Beyonce doing, by the way? We haven't talked about her in a while.
I don't even have her good number anymore.
You don't?
No.
She sing you that hat?
Yeah, I have her old Boost Mobile number.
Yeah. So
That's what from way back though.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
She's one of the originals.
Well, the 4th of July is coming up, so maybe there'll be a family outing or something like that.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, cool. And we have a new member of the team. We have Monica. Monica, say hey into that mic over there.
Hey.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
What do you think about all this craziness?
It's a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is a lot. It's a lot every week, too. It's a lot every single week. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Monica's going to be helping us out and doing a lot of different things for us, so we're excited to have you. You want to tell us anything about you, Monica, or are you a native Houstonian?
Yes, I am.
You are. You got to talk into the mic if you want to say hey to the world. There you go. Yeah, you can push it a little bit to you. So, and you just came from Florida because you're doing some schooling down there.
Yeah, I was away for like 3 years and then I came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how was that? Okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, you're glad to be back.
Yeah, I didn't like Florida a lot.
All right.
Florida sucks.
Yeah.
Florida sucks.
Really? Erik, do you think Florida sucks?
I've never had a bad time there.
Yeah.
You know what? I
Well-
could probably say the same thing, but I still think it sucks.
It does suck though. Yeah. I feel like I got lucky
Yeah.
for sure. Like all the craziest news stories are in Florida.
Yeah, that's true. We should start pulling some of those up. Some of those the craziest things people do in Florida.
There's like a thing where if you search your birthday and search for Florida man and your birthday, and some crazy story will come up. It'll be like Florida man beats his kids with a dead snake or something.
Yeah.
All right, well, Monica, we'll have to check that in a little bit. But before we get started, Jay, we're gonna thank our sponsors real quick. We have Dunkin' Coffee. Mills Dunkin's a pretty cool guy who'll help you with your coffee and full service coffee and tea in hotels and in restaurants. So call him and give him a shout out because he is really super cool guy. Ace Way Incorporated, they'll clean anything, whether it's kitchens or office buildings, and they do an amazing job. Customer detail is phenomenal. Texas Beef Council, we love them because they love chefs, and if you're not eating beef, there's something wrong with you. The Escoffier School of Culinary Arts and the American Culinary Federation. So we'll be heading to the American Culinary Federation in August. So we'll talk about that, Erik, a little bit. But yeah, Bobbit and I will be going there and doing some on location interviews at the national. So if you don't know anything about the American Culinary Federation, go online, acf.org. And they do 3 conventions a year, and the national one is in Florida, and we're going to be interviewing all those chefs, so look forward to that. So yeah, this is the Recipe Podcast. You can find this on the Recipe YouTube channel as well. the recipe. So go look for it there if you want to see how handsome all these guys and gals are. So, but to get started, I want to talk about, you know, your past couple weeks because you've been traveling guy. But I have something on pet peeve or problem I want to bring up.
Yeah, get to it.
Yeah, hot dog rollers in gas stations. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's up with them fucking things? How do they still exist? How are they still around? But I mean,
I feel like they used to be good. I feel like there was a time in our past where
Really?
they were bomb.
it was a thing.
It seems like that.
Yeah.
Because every now and then I'll get nostalgic and I'll see them rolling around. And sometimes the way the lighting is, it looks good. They're all glistening. They're
Yeah.
rolling. I'm like, man, that one's plump. It's about to bust.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you
Like-
can tell the ones that are like been there since 9 a.m.
Right.
And then you get the one that's glistening.
And now they have all kinds of other items too,
Yeah.
like little. They call them tornadoes, little taquitos.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do they roll on the thing
They
too?
roll on there too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And really,
So
like,
you hang out at the really cool places, though.
yeah, but yeah, you got to go to like the Love's truck stops and like the big truck stops. That's what they got, the good wide variety of rolling objects.
Yeah, good point. Good
And
point.
they're all just like just cylindrical little diarrhea pills. All of them.
Huh. Well, I don't know. So you think they should stay around?
No,
No,
I think we
should-
can move past
It's
them.
time, right?
Yeah, I think
Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Christian, do you used to be a connoisseur of the hot dog rollers?
Um,
College,
Yeah, I guess
college
so.
day? Yeah.
I have to be honest, yeah. I mean, because we used to go to Florida on vacation.
Oh, Florida.
So we drive from New York to Florida.
Hmm.
And on that drive, you have to make many stops.
Hmm.
So that sometimes was the only choice.
Hmm. So Jay, you go back and forth to New Orleans all the time. Hot dog
It's
rollers.
been a while.
Yeah. Well, dude, it was 2 weeks ago.
Well, my parents don't live in New Orleans anymore. They live in
Well-
Scott, Louisiana.
Well, Louisiana, New Orleans, same way, same road.
Yeah.
It was one road in, one road out, right? So you a fan or what?
I have no idea what that is.
Come on, bro.
A hot dog roller?
Huh?
No.
Well, what are those? What are those?
It's like they're all just rolling there.
Hey, Monica, pull it. We have something. Oh, there it is. Monica's got it pulled up. There you go. Show the audience in case we have some YouTube,
Yeah, you
No,
know, see how
there-
they
there's
just
a-
roll around there.
There's a whole variety of them there.
See, look at that big one right there.
Oh.
See,
you're
look
talking
at all
about
those
in the,
options.
in the stores?
Yeah.
Right.
Still good business.
They call that a roller grill, like they're cooking.
Why is this a topic?
Because this is the Unplugged, bro. That we are cutting edge shit here.
What do you prefer, chef? As a chef, do you even eat hot dogs?
No,
For
yes.
content.
Matter of fact, I love hot dogs, but I think these things got to go. I just got.
My wife says that there's only one way to cook a hot dog.
Okay.
Like if you're cooking a hot dog
Yeah.
or at your house,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You putting them on the grill?
On the grill, baby, outside. Got to. Your,
All
your
right.
wife boils
I
them.
know what she thinks.
She's boiling them.
No, I boiled them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she thinks that's disgusting, and I'm like, well, I've seen it. Like that's a way to cook them.
When I was a kid, I used to boil them all the time and put them on mashed potatoes.
I mean, and it's all buttholes and elbows, anyways. Like,
Monica, don't make that face.
What'd you say?
I used to put them on mashed potatoes. Yeah, and some ketchup, man, like all day long.
Wow.
So are you a hot dog fan, Monica?
A little bit, not really.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What about the rollers?
No.
No.
I'd rather starve.
All right, so I guess I think the vote is unanimous that it's going away.
Yeah.
All right, who should we call? Should we call somebody?
Who'd we call to make this happen?
Yeah. You know some people.
I don't know. We call the president.
Yeah, we got to start something up.
Call Trump. He's got nothing else to work
He
on.
can do it.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a priority for the guy. I mean, Korea, hot dog rollers.
Yeah.
All right, man. So
Maybe.
so you were gone for like 7 months.
It seemed like
Yeah,
it.
it was.
It seemed like it. I
So-
was gone for a couple weeks.
Yeah. So tell us about that.
Well, I flew into Portland, Oregon, and
Yeah.
I did a big 2 weeks of shows.
Beautiful fucking country, right?
Beautiful country.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. And I wasn't able to rent a car. I had a problem with my credit card, so I was using public transit for and Uber and and favors, because I know some comedians out there in that way, in that area, and it was kind of just planes, trains, and automobiles and boats. I rode on ferries and stuff. Good guy. But
I was gonna say something, but hey, I was
Beat
like,
somebody
boom,
to it.
boom. Yeah, good.
yeah, no, I did a Coos Bay in Medford, Oregon. It was a lot of fun. But it was brutal. It was pretty brutal. Just trying to get it all done, and I was late to one show, to the first show. Yeah, there's only one bus. One bus, no trains. They go into Medford, and it only goes once a day, and it was late.
And what'd you do?
Well, I was calling the venue and calling the contact number, and they weren't answering because that person wasn't there, and it was a fill-in or something. So they were all mad when I got there, but they got over it.
Was there other comedians? So were you the headline? So,
yeah. I mean, the show started on time,
Yeah.
and the feature, the middle act, went 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it was cool.
So you said your card didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, what's that? The wife thing? Spending too much? Or
Well, no, the problem is that it didn't exist.
Oh, the card didn't exist. so you don't have a card.
Yeah, no, I had a
so-
I had a credit card, and I don't now.
Yeah. So I guess that's probably a good reason why it didn't work, huh, Christian?
'Cause I didn't pay it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a goner.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get a new credit card. Pay that one off or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've made some poor decisions financially.
Hey, it happens.
Paying.
You got to do what you got to do though sometimes.
Yeah. So plus, I mean, it's much more colorful to do all the things that
Right.
you're doing. Much more cultural.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I stayed in the cheapest Airbnb in Seattle one night, which if you're shopping for Airbnbs, don't do the filter to sort from cheapest. Don't start at the cheapest, because I found one for the cheap. It was like $50 a night, and it's in this. And my wife booked it for me online, and she sent it to me, and I was like, "Did you see that it's called the LGBTQ?"
Friendly.
No, that would be fine, but it says it's called the LGBTQ
Center.
Ascension Chamber.
Oh shit.
And I'm like,
I don't
what a
know.
weird word. So I'm Googling them, looking it up, like, what is an ascension? What is a normal ascension chamber?
Monica,
Yeah,
Monica,
yeah.
can you look that up? What is it?
And it was basically like a place to meditate, like an all religions are okay here and everything is okay here kind of a place. And it was all set up like Zen. And there was like a housekeeper, this dude who was like, "Hi, I'm going to be I'll be your guide through this journey." And I'm like, oh my God,
Really?
Oh no.
Yeah, and I was like, it was my first night in,
Oh,
and
no.
he was really weird and talkative, and he had a car, and I didn't have a car there. And after a while, I was like, so let's go find one of these recreational dispensaries,
Yeah.
If I'm gonna listen to I'm gonna get on your level.
Yeah.
So we went and found one, and then he couldn't find the place to get back. He was acting all weird, and we drove around. Like, I'm looking at my maps on my phone. And
So no, wait. No, so this is a dude that was staying at this place or was running the place?
He said he was. I don't know. I guess he could have just been a squatter, man. Really, like, I don't know.
Oh, so you made friends with him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
her?
He was really weird.
She?
He came out in a dress, like, later after we finally got home. We circled the house for like 20 minutes. And I'm
Oh.
like, dude, take a right.
Oh.
Like, dude, no, dude. He's like, it's cool. We'll find it.
Did he try to lock your door for you? Or kinda
No, I was kind of sketched out. Like, is he going to try something? But like, he wasn't like a scary dude.
It's like a Z.
Yeah, maybe. But anyways, we got home, and I was
Wow.
like, all right, I'm going to go to my room. And I came out later to smoke or just sit on the patio. And he comes out. He's like wearing a dress. And
Wow.
and I didn't say anything. I was like, hey, dude, what's up?
Yeah. What are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Dude, there.
And he's like, yes, I'm wearing a dress. I'm like, I didn't ask. Like, I
Yeah,
saw
of
you.
course.
I see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be damned.
That's fine. I'm wearing pants. I didn't make an announcement.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
That was it. I
Yeah.
want a dress, and that's all he said.
Yeah.
Her said.
Oh, but I told you I almost got jumped in Seattle by this big old gangster. I was in downtown Seattle, like
I'm
right.
kind of depressed. We just transitioned right over to being jumped. I mean, that was it. The guy, it was a dress, and that was it.
He was just trying to be weird, I think, and he was trying to get like a reaction out of me,
Yeah.
and I was just playing it cool.
Did you? You should have fucked with him like totally back and like started whacked out some kind of like.
Well, I'm out of my element out there.
Yeah,
I'm on the west coast out there in Pacific Northwest,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to make fun of him really. I just wanted to go to sleep. That that was fine. I was like, yeah, you're wearing a dress. That's cool, man. You're crazy.
Looks good on you.
Yeah.
And then you went somewhere.
And then a couple days later, I'm at a bus stop in Seattle, in the middle of the city. It's daytime. It's early morning, really. And I'm just looking around at everything. And I guess sometimes, like, I get this 1,000-yard stare of, like, deep thought, and I look around, and I look kind of ugly and kind of mean. And I think that's what happened.
I get that.
Because,
I get that, yeah,
you can see
sure.
that, right?
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
kind of this military jarhead kind of look.
Yeah.
As I'm looking around, I'm doing the whole 360.
Yeah.
Turn
I
around.
already don't like what I see. What I'm seeing here, this makes me angry.
And I turn around and there's this dude, like he's a head higher than me, and he's right in my face, teardrop tattoo,
Oh,
tattoos
Jesus
on the
Christ.
neck.
Yeah.
He looks like he's Native American, like he's a big Indian dude or
yeah.
something. I don't know
I've
what.
seen-
Bad dude. That's
But
that
he's
dude
right
on
in my
TV?
face, and he's like, "You got a staring problem, bro?" And I was like, and I like, instantly was like, "I'm cheesing up." Like, no, man, I don't have a problem. I didn't mean to look at you, you know. And he's like, "Well, you're gonna mess around and get yourself shot." And he walked off, and I was like, "This dude's gonna mess around and go back to jail, like instantly, man."
Wow.
Yeah, and like he was walking away, I was like, "Hey, I didn't mean any disrespect. I'm just looking around, you know."
Yeah.
And he was like really mad. He came from across the street. I saw him walk back over to where he was. He crossed 4 lanes of traffic
Yeah.
because of the way my face looked to come see
Yeah.
if I wanted to fight him. And I'm like carrying this bag on my back. I'm like, dude,
sucks.
I'm old, man.
Oh my
I'm not trying to fight nobody out here.
Wow.
How old was he?
20s or 30s, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I looked in his eyes and I saw a lot of years in his
Damn.
eyes.
I think that, yeah, right? I bet he had a lot of stories, too.
Yeah.
I think that dude was on in a movie, what was it, 48 Hours? Way back in the day.
That's a long time ago, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember that.
He was like a young Danny Trejo. You know that guy? The
It's a
machete
mean
guy?
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be damn. Well, so how are the gigs? How many gigs did you have?
I did 6 gigs in 2 weeks. I did a couple of extra ones, but I went out there for 6. So there was a lot of days in between. They were just travel days, which I needed because some of them are like 15 hours apart. So I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I better get on a train tonight so I can be there to catch that bus in the morning. Check into my hotel with an hour to iron my pants and shirt and go get on stage.
Wow.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. I like it stressful. It kept me busy and out
Yeah.
of trouble. I didn't have any free time to do too much messing around.
So when you do this journey thing, do you pick up any tidbits of material that you try out, or you don't try to fuck with it too much?
I'm always trying out little tidbits for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Sometimes, whole new concepts, but yeah, I definitely got some material out of this. I almost got one of my shows shut down from protest.
What?
From a Facebook comment. Like I went into the I commented
Jesus
on a
Christ.
thing in the Portland. There's a group called the Portland Comedians Group. We're just all comedians, can talk, and I'm a member of 100 groups like this. The Houston Comedy Group, San Diego Comedy Group, LA.
Yeah.
All the places that I've been, and I meet all the comics. And I'd never really been to Portland, so I didn't know how they were. Like it was like they just jumped on me. Like, oh my God. Like I forget what it was.
Aliens, Trump, gay people in dresses. Right?
No, yeah, like I didn't even have to say anything crazy. There was a female comic, and she made this post about like, does anybody have any advice about how to keep certain people away from your shows? Because I only want A, B, and C, like these types of people at my shows. And I just commented like, that's not stand up. Like stand up is supposed to be like you're not screaming into an echo chamber of people who already believe what you believe. Stand up is you stand up in front of a bunch of people that don't. And you change their mind by making them laugh, or you make them at least look at it from a different perspective, And this got totally out of hand, and they started calling me names like, "This guy's a Nazi," and then they're like, they're like looking at my profile picture. He looks like Mr. Clean with AIDS. What a fag! And like just human piece of shit, just hot garbage. And I was like, holy shit! So then I said some shit back, and I'm still having fun because this is the way we talk in comedian groups. In all the other comedian groups, we talk a little shit. We're comics. We roast each other. I thought we were having fun.
Yeah.
They were serious.
And then they were serious. They were like, well, let's see if you still have your fancy casino shows after this, you piece of shit.
Oh, no.
They literally said that. And then they blocked me. And then I was like, holy shit, that was real? Like, they were mad.
Oh, no.
Then they blocked me. And they called the venue, and they called the lady who booked me and told them that I was a misogynist person that said that, they made up all kinds of outlandish things. Like, they said that he said that a woman deserved to be raped because she gets on stage. And I'm like... it was just so outlandish that the lady who booked me, she called and was like, so these people are out of their minds. Like, can you tell me what really happened?
Wow.
Yeah.
And I did.
But the sad,
That's serious bullying.
but the sad
Yeah,
thing,
like they tried to ruin my career, really.
Yeah.
Like over some bullshit. Like I thought we were just playing.
let me get this straight. So the sad thing that to me, if I understand this correctly, is that these were other comedians. Is
Yeah.
that true? Not
Yeah.
not fans.
No,
So
yeah,
fans
these are comedians.
Fans, I would say, okay, that's part of the neighborhood, and that's part of what you're doing. But for other comedians to shit on you like that, I think is like 200% wrong.
Right. Well, they didn't know me anyway. I mean, they didn't know me, and I didn't know them. And really, I shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have even been in that group, in hindsight, because those are like.
Yeah, I guess whatever, man.
It's like I graduated 10 years ago, and then I walked back onto campus, and some freshmen started some shit with me, you know?
Yeah, but I thought comedians had this thing that isn't there a brotherhood of
Yes.
whether you believe in what they're saying or not believing it, you back each other up.
Yes, we all stand on free speech.
Right. I mean,
Not in Portland, apparently.
It's fucked up.
didn't it? Wasn't there a?
They're very, like, progressive, what do you call it? Like,
Socially?
social justice,
Yeah.
warriors,
Yeah.
very virtue signaling. Well, I would never do that, so I'm not a piece of shit, but
Yeah.
this guy is. You know, a bunch of white knights, dudes come in like, how could you say that about her? I'm like, she said I look like Mr. Clean with AIDS. I thought I was on. I thought we
Yeah.
were talking shit.
Yeah.
I thought we were looking at each other's profiles and then talking shit about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, we're just having fun.
I thought we were on a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought things were going good.
Now I'm some kind of, like, anti-woman. I'm like, dude, I have a wife and 5 kids, man. I love women.
No, you did the right thing.
I just cleaned out my mom's septic tank, man. I love women.
And wow, that's pretty good. Why did you do the right thing? What was the right thing to do? What did he do?
To,
Just ignore it?
No, he didn't ignore it. He responded. Fucking respond. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying it's like, oh, they say take the higher road, whatever. You're a comedian. I want to hear the next funny thing. I want to hear like
Right.
like a sick burn, you know, something. Get something deep where I'm compelled to now go look at this person's profile and
Well,
see what you were referencing.
I said some stuff. I'm not going to repeat it. But
Yeah, you don't need to.
And you can't find it because they blocked it and all those threads.
You're done. It's over.
I can't go back and explain anything.
I don't want to lose all our Seattle fans.
I can't go back and explain to them that you know, it was early. I hadn't had my coffee. I thought we were all comics. I thought we were just having fun. You know. But now, like, I'm past that. I don't want to say anything nice to them anymore. I'd love to go find that dude and talk,
Right.
you know, and tell him, like, you tried to take groceries out of my kid's mouth.
Yeah.
Right. He's
'Cause-
probably the dude with a tear on the fucking side of his face.
Nah.
He's
Yeah,
not
that
that
bus
group.
stop.
You know, both
And
those
these-
stories teach us
Yeah.
something.
And I use the term comedians loosely. I mean, these are comics. These are like aspiring comics. I mean, I'm not famous and I'm not like super accomplished. You know, I've accomplished some things in my career, but these people haven't accomplished anything. You know, they're just a few years in and they think they know what comedy is.
Yeah.
And they're trying to create their own little thing over there, and that's fine. I just stepped in shit. I'm just not going to step in it anymore.
Yeah, cool. You remember the story that it was in Canada. I forgot the comedian's name, but I totally respected what he did.
Yeah.
I forget the story, but he was censored by Canadian government, and they fined him. There's this committee that listens to this shit, and so they decided to fine him, and it was, I don't know, $10,000, I guess, or something like this. And he said, fuck it, I'm not going to pay this, because if I pay this, I'm letting down every single comedian around the world, because we have to be able to say what we want to say.
Who's the comedian? I don't remember.
Do you remember the story?
I do remember the story. I don't remember who it was.
It wouldn't have been Martin Shear, was it? It was some. Anyway, I thought that's cool, and so.
But yeah, that's Canada. They don't have the same free speech laws that we do.
Yeah, it ended up costing him 100. He was to that point 100,000 in, and it still wasn't over yet. But he was paying it
But
because
that's only like 5,000 American. So.
He paid it though?
yeah, he was paying. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, because he didn't want.
What's the point? You just don't go back to Canada.
Well,
He paid it in all loonies.
yeah, I don't know.
In all coins.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I thought it was admirable that because his point of view was if he was to pay it, then he's letting down all the rest of the comics, because we have to stand up for what we believe in, which is free speech, and you have to be.
Right. If you didn't like it.
Oh, I remember.
won't come back.
I remember what it was. It was a Make-A-Wish kid.
Oh yeah.
And the kid was like Make-A-Wish, like, you know, like 5
yeah.
or 6 years in a row, And he was like, man, then
When's this kid gonna die?
when's this kid gonna die? I mean, fuck, this is like on his 8th wish already. This is 8 years ago, and that was it.
That's so dumb because that's just comedically perfect. Like if you could write it out like an arithmetic problem.
Yeah. It makes
Hey,
sense.
this kid is Make-A-Wish time, and it's his 5th time. What are you gonna say, comedian? How dare you? Come on. That's the obvious joke to make.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So then what was your favorite gig out there?
My favorite gig was the last one, which I played a lot of really nice venues at casinos, but my favorite one was at a movie theater, where it's like a small family-owned movie theater. They have a few different theater rooms, and on one of them they do a comedy show on Friday night.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, and they pack it out. I mean, and it's great seating, because you can imagine the way a movie theater is. There's not a bad seat, and they pack it out. And that was probably my favorite show. Yeah, and they had instead of a green room, they have one of these escape rooms. So they're like, they converted what used to be the green room into an escape room that they now like charge people to. You ever seen these? They lock you in a room. You got to figure it out.
Oh yeah.
People pay money to get abused.
I was just thinking about that today. Did you ever heard of these
I've
things?
seen those in Vegas. I asked my sister about it, and
This one was
she did
horrific
one.
too. It was like the theme was like it's a serial killer. Like so, you wake up in this dungeon, you got to figure it out. There's a bunch of jars and stuff. I'm like, I'm not hanging out in
Yeah,
here.
I'm not doing that either. That's not my way. You ever heard of those, Monica?
That's like
Yeah.
Saw.
Yeah. Have you ever done it?
No, I want to.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to solve the puzzle. You have to solve the puzzle to get out, right, or some kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not me.
Oh yeah, you can put together all the clues. There's a bunch of different keys. This thing unlocks this thing, and this unlocks this.
It's annoying.
Yeah, it is no.
That's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That
Meanwhile,
shit.
I'm looking at the drywall. Like I could just kick through this. Like, I'm not gonna solve this problem.
Yeah.
If this is real life, I'd be out of here.
So the wife handled it. Well, all the kids while you were gone.
Yeah, she handled it.
It's a lot of work.
What about you, Christian? You have a good week? All good?
Yeah,
Nothing.
it's going all right.
No good stories to report this week.
I don't know. I guess I'd have to think hard. But
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. You have to come written. You have some shit written down. Ready to. Yeah.
I don't like.
Hey, what about your car? Did you get your car back yet?
No.
What the fuck is going on with
Sucks, dude.
that? Huh?
It sucks.
And how long have you been without it?
2.5 months.
2.5 months. How about that?
What kind of car is it? What's wrong with it?
Yeah. What
It's-
kind of car is it,
It's
Christian?
an Alfa Romeo.
Oh, see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've always wanted this car. I'm just telling you, like I've wanted.
Yeah.
It, I've
Oh,
wanted
it's a
to-
rare car.
No, it's not rare anymore because it's here. But it's an Italian car that used to be here like 25 years ago.
Right.
And I got to see one in Europe, and I was like, "Damn, I love that car." I don't think it had a handle for the back seat. It was like a shorter looking one.
Yeah.
It's like a 156, whatever, a model that was only in Europe. And I took a picture of it. I remember I was doing black and white photography. Is that me?
No, it's Jay.
Damn you, Jay. and I took a picture of it. I said, one day I'm gonna have this car.
Yeah.
So then Alfa Romeo came back here in 2016, and I was like, I love the look of the car, but I'm gonna wait because those cars always have problems. That's why they left the first time. And now it's been 2 years, and I was like, okay. And I found one that was original year, because since then they changed some stuff about it, and it only had 3,000 miles on it. Long story short, it was a loaner. And then I started to see after I bought it,
What's an original year mean?
meaning it was the first year the car came back to the States.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's the first time the Giulia has been in the States. They make the Giulietta in Europe and whatever, but there's only one model right now. That one and the SUV. I start driving the car and I'm noticing little things. And I guess I didn't realize, but the dashboard was off the windshield. So I guess it was a very slight rattle, and then the screen starts developing like a mini crack in the corner. I'm like, how the fuck is this happening? This car's brand new. I mean, it's 3,000 miles on this car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care how somebody drove this. People drive loaners hard. People drive rentals hard.
Right.
I didn't mind that because this car's meant to be driven hard. So I'm like, I hope they beat this car up because I want the engine to be loose, and it was. But all these little things started clues, and I took it to the local guy here because I went all the way up to College Station to pick it up because I wanted this combination. Take it to the dealership here, and they were just like, "This is all the stuff that we see wrong with it." And I was like, "Fuck!" Like structural stuff. And I was like, "Okay, you guys got to come clean." I called back the original. You guys sold me this car with a warranty for 6 years, meaning like they believe in the car 100%. And these are all the things that your other dealership told me is wrong with it. And they were like, okay, let's look through the paperwork. And sure enough, there was a lady who borrowed it as a loaner car, banged it into something or whatever, and had to change the front bumper. And the reason I found that out is because the other dealership was like, they didn't buff this part of the bumper out right, and now we check the serial numbers or the codes on it. And this is one of those that an unpainted bumper that they put on. It's original. It's the same look. It's from Alpha, but then they have to paint it to match the rest of the color of the car. And they didn't buff out the bottom right. So now I told the original dealer, I'm like, this is all this to happen to the car, and you're gonna have to tell me like I'm returning the car or what? And they're like, no, we'll get it back to like 100%. And now it's
2.5 months.
So I've been driving their loaner car,
Beating the hell out of that.
beating the hell out of that just to make sure I even the score. And it's an SUV.
See, it's a cycle of abuse.
Yeah. And I'm driving this thing, and the oil change came up like 1,000 miles ago. The license plate on the back is expired because it's the provisional. They just it's like they've given up on this car, and this car is actually more expensive than the car I bought, and it really is brand new. They gave me like 2,000 miles. Now I have like almost 5,000 miles on the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
You ever call and check up on it and see what the?
Yeah, I keep calling, and they're like, it's a piece that.
So
has
what
to
are they working on? The bumper, the dashboard?
They were driving it back. No, they replaced all that, and it was probably really expensive. They jump in the car, they're driving it back to me, and the lane change departure thing starts going bananas. All these cars with all this computerized stuff, it's a fucking problem, because there's certain things that should be mechanized. Like, how come we don't have the brake, the emergency brake anymore?
Yeah.
No, cars don't have the emergency brake. It's like a little button.
Yeah.
Who's gonna? I'm gonna like look for a button for the emergency.
Yeah.
Emergency brakes. It's an emergency.
Yeah.
You need to go hold down and grab it.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that either. So the lane change warning came up, and they're like, oh, they take it back, and apparently the machinery that can fix that lane depart, because it starts like fritzing out.
Only exists in Korea.
No, it only exists like in Italy, and
yeah.
so there's like one of them per there's like 3 in the whole country. So they have to wait for this heavy piece of machinery to get shipped to the College Station to do this thing. Could you imagine? But that's what they're going to do with these vehicles. Is like soon enough they'll control everything from your vehicle, just like your phone.
Yeah. No, they.
Don't you agree? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that's why they're trying to.
The point where we went too far with technology, as far as cars, is when electric windows. Right there. We should have said
bad
no
start.
right there.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You drive into a river.
Yeah.
The car's filling up.
True. You're gonna die.
You can't roll down the window.
Yeah, that's right.
There's pressure on the windows. They won't roll down. The things got wet. Zzz, doesn't work. But
Yeah.
if you had that thing, you could roll that thing
You gotta
down
buy
and
one of
swim
those
out the
clickers.
window. People die all the time, drown in their cars because they can't escape. Now you got to buy one of these
The little hammer things.
little hammers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't roll down the window.
Well, Monica,
You're gonna die slowly.
Oh, no.
My nose.
That's the worst way to die.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, drowning?
Yeah.
In a car and knowing that you're going to drown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Hold your breath, kids.
Yeah. That's not good.
Shitty death.
Monica's without a car too.
Really?
I have a rental right now.
So you're beating that rental up or what?
It smells really bad.
Oof. That's so
And
honest.
it's old.
Okay.
So you guys will appreciate this because it's one of our shows that we did a while back. How did this happen, Monica? What happened?
So I was like driving home. Well, my boyfriend was actually driving home from my aunt's house. We went to go visit her because I hadn't seen her like in over a year, I think. And so as we're like turning into the driveway, this lady like slams like in the back of us and then pushes us all the way into my driveway.
Damn. She's
Yeah.
trying to help you out.
See, bro,
I guess so.
she's a victim of one of those cars that almost hit a house.
Ah.
See,
Yeah. We almost hit a tree actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we had to swerve out of the way.
Damn.
and now this chick's like all lawyered up and everything.
Yeah.
Blow it up. Why? What did she say you did?
I don't know yet, but we were calling
Got in
her
her way?
insurance.
I don't know.
Yeah, they were trying to call her, and then they were like, "Oh, well, she's not answering us, so there's nothing we can do." And then now she got a lawyer.
Oh, what a mess.
So yeah.
All three of them had to go to the hospital that night.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't
My
home.
sister was sleeping when it happened, so she had no time to react.
Yeah, but she's probably the loosest.
Damn.
She'll be okay.
That's
Yeah,
what I was thinking.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's pretty little, so.
Why are
Yeah.
people crashing, man?
Right? They're crashing into houses and shit. I'm
Just
telling
going
you.
to sleep, not looking. What are they doing?
I stopped sending you guys the pictures because I just figured that's getting old. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's serious.
Getting?
It's like yeah. I mean, it's like it's at least two a month. At least 2 a month that people crashing into houses.
yeah.
But anyway,
I hate
that,
Maybe the problem is there's too many houses.
Yeah.
We need to spread them out.
That could be a good point. Maybe we need to, at least,
I agree with that.
at least put like some space in between for the houses, the
Yeah.
cars to go.
Make the neighborhoods more drunk driving friendly.
Right.
Put bumper cushions along the
That would be amazing.
guardrails,
That
something.
would be such a safe world.
Yeah.
If all vehicles, because nobody cares like what their car looks like. Everybody
Right.
still.
They're all just bubble wrap
I
cars.
care about how my car looks. That's why I went and got that car. I love that car. But then you stop and you think it's like you have people with the electric cars. Like, I'm driving an electric car. Doesn't matter what it looks like.
I would.
And I'm
yeah.
like, amen, that's fine. So why don't we just go the next step, make everybody drive electric cars. They all look standard. You can dress them up however you want, colors, whatever, so you could at least find it in the parking lot. And you put bumpers on the thing, and it's like, life would be amazing.
Yeah.
And and then you could do the whole thing where you punch in, hey, this is where I have to go home, go to sleep, and even if something happens on the way, you're just gonna get bumped. You're not gonna die.
But that day is coming. You know that, right?
Arrested for that?
Huh?
Didn't some guy get arrested for
Sleeping in his
sleeping
Tesla?
in his Tesla while it drove him home?
Really?
Yeah.
Now you get
I've
arrested
seen
for that?
YouTube footage of
You have to
like
pay
people like,
attention.
look at that dude, he's asleep.
You have to pay
They
attention.
pass somebody.
Damn.
Yeah, that day's coming. And you know
Yeah.
what else is coming too? Is I wonder if we're gonna see it. People flying their shit,
No.
like Jetson style.
They're never gonna let us do that.
No. I don't
Not
know.
us.
Yeah.
Like maybe some people.
The cops might be fine.
We crash into houses in our cars. They're not gonna let us get in the sky.
I'm wondering.
You know how many crash?
Yeah.
There would just
Yeah.
be cars falling day.
Yeah.
Oh, 10,000 cars fell out of the sky again today.
Yeah. It's the Jetsons, man.
Yeah.
But the Jetsons were on a rail, kind of, because like they're in the air. But if you notice, they were like in a traffic jam. You're like, why can't
There's
they
just
go
too
around?
many crazy geniuses out there. Somebody would hack into the guidance
Can you imagine
system and
back
make
in the
people
day?
crash together.
40 years ago, that shit was on TV, right? The Jetsons, and everything that they were doing in that freaking cartoon is come true or is coming true.
Yeah.
Right? How
Except for the robot maid. I'm still waiting for that.
Well, they exist in Korea.
Do they?
Yeah. The robots do.
Robot maid?
Yeah. Well, they have that vacuum cleaner goes around your house and cleans, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but-
Yeah. I
But
don't
it
know.
doesnit's do dishes and
No.
spank the kids.
No, yeah.
And it gets stuck like on stuff.
Yeah, it does.
We still have to get a Filipino or something.
Yeah. Well, we're getting up against it because we have another show right after this. But Eric, I did have a conspiracy piece for you, just for
Oh,
you.
good.
Yeah, I
Good.
figured you'd pull that.
You know that's my flavor.
So Monica, you have that whale story. It's a whale of a story, by the way.
I think I know the one.
Idea?
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw
You know
that.
this one?
I saw this recently.
All
I
right,
saw
well,
a little
mystery
something
off
about it.
Norway tonight, fishermen finding a beluga whale strapped into what appeared to be a Russian-made harness. Equipment, St. Petersburg, it said. A camera mount, but no camera. They do believe the Russians might have been using the beluga to document some part of that journey.
Yeah, maybe.
Tomorrow, about
a beautiful
20,000
whale.
people
can shut
will
up.
say
So what do you think, Mr. Conspiracy?
Well, I definitely know that's a possibility. I know that the United States Navy did that because I was stationed at a place where that training happened, and they told me about it. Point Loma Naval Base in San Diego. They have dolphin training there. That's where they have all the cool dolphin trainers, and that's where I found out. I was like, wow, that's a job in the Navy. You can be a damn dolphin trainer. How cool.
Wow.
Nobody told me at the recruiting office.
Yeah.
But
Can I feed the dolphins? I want to be that guy.
oh,
yeah.
what do you train them to do? Well, they detect bombs and mines and things like that in the ocean.
Wow.
And they used to use them as assassins. They had this nose cone that they would put over their nose cone or whatever,
Yeah.
and it had like a thing on the end with one bullet in it, and they would come up and hit the target, and it would fire the bullet into it. And so they would train them. This is interesting, the way dolphins think and act. So they trained them with not live rounds. They just trained them to go, hey, there's a guy out there, go bump him, and then you get a fish. So they trained them to do that, and every time they'd be like, bam, they just bump the guy, and they could get him to kill once. Then they would give him a live round and find a real enemy
Yeah.
or whatever, and go out there and they would kill, hit him, and the guy would die. And then after that, the dolphin would refuse to do it for a fish or for anything. Yeah, they didn't want to kill. But
Really?
they tricked dolphins into killing, and then they would refuse all training after that and become worthless dolphins.
Yeah, and they probably kill him.
Yeah, or set them free, or I don't know.
That sounds like a story.
It
Like a
does.
little.
That whole dolphin thing's fucked
And
up,
then
man.
the
Dude.
dolphin stopped. No.
Yeah.
So you can do voiceovers, man.
yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise
He
me that
never
the Russians
killed
are
again.
using beluga whales. It could just be put there to make somebody. I mean, it would be easy to fake that. Like, why would they write it on there? Property of St. Petersburg. You know?
Pretty stupid.
Yeah. And of course, it's a white whale.
It's like
You
I know
what I'm
these
saying?
straps.
Albino.
That was a beautiful whale, though.
It was a
Can we at
beautiful
least
whale.
admit
Yeah.
that was a beautiful whale?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. As albino, they must be very rare, right?
Yeah.
No, I
that's
think
a
they're all
beluga.
that color.
Yeah, they're all
Beluga
whales.
whale.
Yeah.
They're all white.
They're all white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like a big round nose.
It's a nice looking whale.
That's a nice whale.
How old do you think that whale was?
In Norway, the country's so white, even the whales are white.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, there we have it. Well, good to see y'all back in town, and great to get the shows back up again. I'm glad you're safe, man. I'm glad you're
Yeah,
safe
made
and
it
sound.
back.
And
Thank you.
yeah, that's pretty good. So, Christian, anything you
Glad
want?
you didn't get beat up, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know what we learned from your two stories? You have a very hateable face.
I do. Yeah, if I'm not smiling,
Yeah.
like, people are.
Yeah, you gotta be
offended.
careful of that. You got a
Yeah.
good, you got a good stare down. You should have been a pitcher, dude.
Yeah.
Would have been a good pitcher. I'd be
Should
like,
have, man. I
scared
wouldn't
of
even
this
throw
guy.
the ball. I'd just stare at him for a
Yeah.
while.
We
But
had
that's what I'm saying. It's like you scare him.
we had a function the other day at our place of work where the host it was a big event, and the host that was sitting there was complaining that the waiters weren't smiling enough.
Oh, like over the microphone?
No, at the club, at our place of work.
Yeah, but they said it on stage.
No.
Okay.
No. She complained to one of the captains and said,
Excuse me.
These guys have a problem. You tell them to start smiling." Blah, 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 blah. She got after him.
She's right. It's hospitality.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the approach.
Oh my God, how fragile are you that you need everybody around you to
But
smile?
she might be. But part of our thing is
Seriously.
like, yeah, but we're in her service. I'm not saying we have to dance for her, but for God's sakes, like, put a decent face on if it's a celebration. Or
Well, for this
it's not
one,
a funeral.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So, when's the last time you went to a restaurant and say, "Bro, you're fucking serving my food. I need you to smile some more." I mean, you need to smile some more.
It's
No,
sexual harassment to tell women to smile more.
I would look.
How is it? It is. How is it okay?
That's
to be like, I'm paying you, motherfucker. You smile.
That's a good point. But the service part rides the line with entertainer. And if you work for Disney and you were out there and you weren't smiling, you lose your freaking
That's
job. 'cause you're an
right.
entertainer.
That's right. But that's the boss approaching you, not the person who's booking that's paying the tab is getting up there and getting an ice cream cone. He said, "You know what, bro? I don't think I'm going to buy that because you're not smiling enough."
Okay,
I mean,
but what if you're the gas attendant and you're the gas attendant that's always smoking a cigarette while you're pumping people's gas?
what's that got to do with the lady?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not their boss, but I'm gonna be like, hey, you
Well,
want to?
that's dangerous, though.
That's happened to me before. I got
Not
bullshit over that.
smiling isn't going to make the building explode, though.
I guess. I mean, I think
Oh,
on
that's
this
a terrible
on this
analogy.
one I'd fall online. I mean, yeah, it's not a great analogy, but I'm talking about taking ownership over the experience.
I would have
I don't
got
have to look
fired
for
or
the
quit
boss.
that day.
I'm not looking for the boss.
Oh, well, copy that. I mean, that happened to me one time.
I'm saying you're paying for the service, right? I want to.
Well, it wasn't-
It's like you're getting a massage and the guy's. It's like you're getting a massage
Oh.
and somebody's burping.
That
the
brings
whole
up
time you're
another-
getting a
Does
massage.
she go to Hooters and she's like, "Excuse me, do you call these titties?"
Yeah.
Well, you,
Yeah, but then that.
Right? That would be completely out of line.
Okay, but then you talk to the hiring manager. Well, I talked to her. She got hired. She got in. If you don't like it, then talk to the hiring manager. Be like, look, hey, what's the standard here for the? Oh, it could be anybody.
Whatever,
I didn't
man.
realize
You
that.
If
just
I was that
waved over, like-
manager, I'd have been like, "I don't like your face either, lady. So we're even. You know, just sign your bill.
Yeah.
Get out of here."
Yeah, I guess.
you just waved over like 5 things that I was trying to stop, but the guy pumping gas is one thing. I don't get how that's. But anyway, I think it's the managers, that's on the floor saying, "Hey, you guys need to, separate, stop, get off your phones, get out there and smile, touch some tables."
But she told the manager. She didn't tell the server.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
So that person's got to do their job.
But it's just strange to me.
I got it. But let's just say there's a big party. You look around, every one of the servers has Eric's face. Eric's lost
Oh my God.
face.
Well, it also some of the responsibility falls on that manager too, though.
Yes.
Yeah, copy
For
that. Sure.
team morale.
No, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Maybe
Absolutely.
he's got him miserable for a reason.
Maybe he's got a hostile work environment or something.
Yeah.
and then he'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna talk about massages on the next show. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're up against it. We're going to let this one go. So I wanted to just say a big shout out to all our sponsors again: Dunkin' Coffee, Aceway Incorporated, Texas Beef Council, Scott Fier School, Culinary Arts, and American Culinary Federation. You guys all are super cool, and thank you for trusting us with the show. Thank you, guys. Jay, thanks for making most of this equipment work. Thanks for Monica and Erik and Venus. Thanks for all being here. And remember, everybody, you're especially great. Make an impact on someone's life today. See you next time.